Welcome to Non-Dairy Cards and happy Halloween, everyone. Today I wanted to share a little bit about the treats that we are going to be sharing with the neighborhood this year. Now, obviously, it would be Halloween if we didn't have candy, and so obviously we have some of these candy pieces. You got the Nerds Gummy Clusters, which are delicious if you haven't tried those, and Sour Patch Kids, which are an easy favorite. And you'll notice that it's all gummy elements because we have a nut allergy and want to be safe and respectful to those out there who might be sharing the same sort of struggles when finding candy that works for your kids. But you'll also notice over here, we're also doing mac and cheese this year. Now, we know a lot of kids in the neighborhood would be excited and choose this over the candy. But really what I wanted to focus on in doing this, and I went to Costco and picked up a bunch of boxes of this, is just knowing that there are a lot of people impacted by some of the financial climate out there and furloughs and other things. Just knowing that you might have some stress going into the holiday season, this is an easy way to let people know, hey, there are people out there that care, and if nobody takes the mac and cheese, no harm done. I'll just end up with a crap load of mac and cheese I forced the kids to get through. But it's an easy gesture I felt that would be nice for the neighborhood. Now, the main point of this video here is this center section here. And really what I've done is put together a number of different team packs based on the different sports. And my incentive for doing this was knowing that I like to open packs. It's a lot of fun, and I know I'm not going to get the value in opening the packs, but being able to do something with the cards other than throw them in a box or donate them to Goodwill, I'd rather create something that I'm excited about giving away to folks, and they might be excited, and it might spark an interest in the hobby for people out there. So you can see I've got some football packs here, some basketball, some baseball, and some Pokemon here, which I'm not a huge Pokemon collector, but my kids got into it for about 3 months several years back, so we spent a lot of money and a lot of time learning the game for them to give up on that pretty quickly. But rather than throwing out the cards or trying to sell all of these low value or base type cards, I figured it was a good way to put these things out there. And so what I've done is for Pokemon, since I didn't have as many cards that I wanted to share, knowing that there's probably a higher interest in a lot of younger kids in Pokemon than some of the sports cards out there, I made smaller packages, but made it to where you can sort of see some of the cool cards that might be in there. And I didn't put only the good cards on the outside to where people are only going to see that and then it's junk on the inside. I tried to put exciting cards on the outside so you can get excited, and then there's some surprises on the inside as well. So as you can see, there are a number of different packs here. So we've got Bryce, we've got Big Dumper, we've got Ellie, and then down here we've got Anthony Edwards, Matas, Joker, and Devin Booker, and then Saquon, Patty Mahomes, Micah Parsons, and Derrick Henry here. But on both sides of these, you can see that there are different cards that can get people maybe a little bit excited. And so I'll just rip into one of these to show you kind of the selection that's in here. And I wanted to do kind of a distribution of the cards that I pull. And I mainly work with retail because I don't go into the hobby shops too much unless I'm looking for specific singles. But I've got some things from Score, from Rookies and Stars, which I had a lot of fun with. This was an underrated looking set this year with a Totally Certified. It just looks cool, and Danny Dimes is always a good thing. So you can see there are a lot of different cards that we put in here, so people who are getting these can start to see, hey, here are the variety of cards that are out there. Is there something that I really like the style of this Illusion set? I think is a really interesting set, but this could be something that people might start to identify of the variety that's out there. These are the sets that I want to pay attention to. These are the sets that I like. And I do have some of the unlicensed things, which obviously with Panini shifting over to Topps, most of the licenses here, people can start to see, okay, is Panini going to be the sort of license that I want to see moving forward, or do I really care about having that logo in there? And, for some cards, I definitely care about the logo, but for other cards, I don't care as much, especially if you've got a really nice patch on there. But I've tried to put these together to where there's some excitement that the kids can have as they're going through. And as you can see, we've got a number of different styles and types of cards in here, and I'm not a huge basketball collector here, so I mainly go after the Warriors because I'm a Bay Area guy who's living in Northern California, so a lot of the things that I'm collecting are things that are really specific to me. So a couple of the cards that I have on my wall are John Taylor, who is a wide receiver for the 49ers, who isn't necessarily your biggest name, but one that I really enjoy and enjoyed watching as a kid growing up. So we've also got Trey Savage here with the great name and Hayden Birdsong. So I tried to put a lot of the local teams. So you notice I had DeMar DeRozan for the Kings. I'm in the Sacramento area. I've got Giants. I've got Warriors. I've got Raiders and 49ers. So the local teams, people who are fans of the local teams can see, okay, there's something in there that I'd get excited about when I grab this pack if I'm a fan of the local team. And if I'm not, I can see some cool cards like, the Trey Savage in there, the Bryce Harper, and some other things in here. And so if I pop open one of these other ones, you can see we've got some things from different sets going through here, some different inserts and other things. So trying to give people, again, a variety of the different things to try to see, is this something that you might be interested in as a hobby for yourself as you're going out there? And, even if the only thing that happens with this is it gets into a trick-or-treat bag and, maybe someone talks to an older sibling or a parent about some of the things and say, hey, why is this... who should I care about in this pack? It can start a nice conversation, or maybe it's just something that people are like, yeah, I don't really care. It goes into a bag somewhere or gets thrown into a drawer and eventually thrown away. You know what? I feel like that's better to potentially get a few of those folks who are interested in cards and might spark that interest. And for me, it feels like it's not necessarily just throwing it away or pawning off the cards, but a good way to share the hobby. So I'm not sure if any of you out there do this as well, but if you do, thanks for the great advice, because I did get this idea online, but I figured it would be fun to show people kind of what this looks like in practice, and share that, pass it forward and pay it forward on that sort of thing. So let me know if you enjoy this type of content. I will be opening packs and trying to avoid opening them in my car on the way home, so I can actually share what's in the retail packs with you guys, so you can see with a lot of the other content creators out there, they do a great job of putting things together, but having another video out there where somebody opens something similar doesn't hurt anyone. So thanks for tuning in, and happy Halloween, everyone.